Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 16th of December 2020. So, this is the series where we go over the Shrine of Secrets in Dead by Daylight. There's 2 killer perks and 2 survivor perks. Sometimes they're ones for free characters and sometimes they're with DLC ones. I'll go over what they do, what characters they come with, how they work, how they change the different level tier up things, and if it's a killer perk then what killer's power does it work well with. And at the end, I'll give my thoughts on which ones you should buy with iridescent shards. I will usually recommend, well, I would say definitely get DLC perks of this, because if it's a free perk, then I'll probably just say level up the character it comes with. Unless it's like a really exceptional one, I guess. But most of the time, if there's a really exceptional DLC perk, or like an interesting DLC perk, I would say that one. Get that one. That way you don't have to buy that character to get the perks. You can just buy their perks when they come on the shrine. Yeah, we're just going to get straight into it. We got anything else to say, really. Let's just get started. First of all, we have Built to Last, which is a Felix Richter perk, and this is apparently not the first time it's been on the shrine, because it's only 2,000 shards, which I find interesting. I'm not sure if that's right, but I don't think it actually has been on the shrine before, has it? I can't remember. This is a Felix perk, and this one is pretty simple, but really good. So, once per trial, once a item is depleted and you've used all of its charges, it will replenish 30% of its charges after 10 seconds after the item's been wasted. At tier 2, that is 40%, and at tier 3, that's 50%, so half of its charges get returned to the item, and you can use it again. You have to wait 10 seconds after the item's been destroyed to get those charges back. And as the most recent buff, you now get blood points if you get this to work, so that's cool. And this is a really good perk, I would say. This is really helpful if you've got really good items, you know, your keys, well not keys, but like your really higher up toolboxes and medkits and things like that, especially like in a Sabo build. I would say if you're using the toolboxes with all the add-ons and everything, it also does replenish the add-ons, obviously. Well, it doesn't replenish the add-ons, but obviously it lets you use the add-ons again with the item, if that makes sense. So that's good. And yeah, again, it's a very simple perk. It's very good at what it does. I haven't used it a whole lot, but the few times I have, it's good. It's also good with like flashlights, because I know flashlights without add-ons get burnt out very quickly, especially the weaker ones. So it's good if you're trying to do like a challenge of blinding the killer, for example. It just helps to bring this in just to do that. Or I know there's also a few archive challenges that you have to like waste and fully deplete toolboxes and things. So I like to do that. That's what I did. I used this perk to get rid of the toolboxes, and then I have a bit more duration just to waste them again, if that makes sense. It's also a trophy for fully depleting 30 items, I think, so I guess it can help with that, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, again, there's not much else to say about it. I really like it though. It's very interesting. You should give it a shot if you haven't already. Next up we have Gearheads, which is a Death Slinger perk, and this one is really, really bad. I will not spend much time on it, because it's just not good. After you hit a survivor 2 times with your basic attack, Gearhead will activate for 20 seconds. Tier 2, that is 25 seconds, and at tier 3, that's 30 seconds. Sorry about that. While Gearhead is active, each time a survivor completes a good skill check, not a great skill check by the way, a good one, while repairing the generator will be revealed by a yellow aura for as long as this is being repaired. I messed my grammar up then. I said repairing twice, and I also said being revealed weirdly, so apologies about that. This one is really bad and really not effective. The value you get from this is almost non-existent. For one, you have to hit survivors for it to work, which, I mean, isn't a problem, but like, I don't know, it's just a lot more effort, I guess, than just using... I always say, just use something like Discordance, or something like, I don't know, man, this perk's really bad. I've only used this for the Adept, and nowhere else. So, basically, the generator will be highlighted yellow once they complete a good skill check in that 30 seconds, or 20 seconds, depending what time it is. What level the perk is. I have had times where I've repaired entire generators with no skill checks. Also, like I said, it only counts a good skill check, so if they're using stakeout with full tokens, or they're just hitting their skill checks well, then this won't do anything. I would just say, I've always just said use Discordance rather than this, because again, the fact you have to hit people, and you know, they have to really weirdly make sure they hit a good skill check and not a great skill check, or again, like I said, sometimes they won't get a skill check at all. yeah, it's just, we're gonna move on. It's not good perk, guys. Don't use it. Next up we have another not great perk, and this is Hex Blood Favor, and once again I'm pretty sure this is the first time this perk's been on the shrine, but it's still only 2,000 shards, so I don't know if that's a mistake or if I'm tripping or what, but I don't know. So this is a Blight perk, and most of Blight's perks are Hexes, so this one is a interesting concept, and I feel like it could work if it got maybe reworked or like changed a bit, but for now it's not that great. In practice it's not very powerful. So as long as the hex is active, when a survivor is hit with basic attack, the pallets within 60 meters of your location, not the survivor's, yours, are held in place by the entity for 15 seconds and the pallets cannot be pulled down. And it also has a cooldown of 60 seconds. After that, 15 seconds is already up. At tier 2 that is 50 seconds, and tier 3 that is 40 seconds. So basically you hit someone, and then within the 60 meter radius of you, not them, it's you, the pallets will get blocked by the entity like a window does, and they can't drop it. I think it does also block it if the pallet's already been dropped, so I think that means they can't vault that pallet, which I'm not sure. That's kind of interesting. That lasts for 15 seconds. Once that 15 seconds is up, they get unblocked, and you have to wait another 40 seconds, or however longer the time is, to get that effect again. And again, this is as long as the hex is standing, so it's a good concept. It's interesting. It's like Cruel Limits, where the idea is interesting and it could probably work, but I think they probably need to have another look at this one, and I've used this before. I've used it with Blight, and I've also tried to use it with other killers like Pig and also like Ghostface and things, I think it was. But I really can't find a good place to use it. Like I use this and it feels like that I'm not even using a perk. Again, this is the problem with like hexes, that obviously most of the time this just gets broken before I actually have a chance to try and do anything with it. But I just feel like the effect isn't that powerful. Again, it's interesting. It's a cool concept, blocking pallets and cutting off survivors' defenses like that. But yeah, in practice it really doesn't do anything, and it's kind of a time waster. I think they probably need to have a look at this and rework it. I guess it could have some good synergy, but I can't really comment on that. Even from videos and stuff I've seen, I just really can't see where this has helped people a whole lot. I guess it could be good if there's people or one person just camping pallets the entire game. It might, give them a bit of a shock and you can get them downed. But yeah, it's no. I'm just repeating myself now. Finally, we have Leader, which is a Dwight perk, and again, this one is just quite doo-doo. So basically, this increases other survivors' healing, sabotage, cleansing, and hooking, opening exit gates, and chest unlocking speeds, that's a mouthful, by 15% when they are within an 8 meter range from you. Tier 2 that's 20%, and Tier 3 that's 25%. So basically, they'll do all of those things faster when they're within 8 meters of you, but this does not apply to you. And also this can only be, only one survivor can be affected by one leader effect at a time, so you can't have so like if you're in a 4-person gen, only one person can get that 25% speed boost. And the effect persists on other survivors for 15 seconds after leaving the leader's effective perk range. So after they've left 8 meters, they'll still get that speed boost for about 15 seconds, well not for about, for 15 seconds, and then it will run out. Again, it's great when you're on the receiving end of this. It's quite noticeable, especially with chests and like exit gates. If you're getting snowballed or whatever, it's good to have like an exit gate, for example, get opened, or healing someone, or getting that hook broken, whatever. The main problem, again, you've probably noticed, is that this does not apply to you. This is great for your teammates, and again, if you're on the receiving end of this, it's great, but it does not apply to you. And that's why I'd probably say maybe use like Streetwise, because Streetwise does a similar thing, but with item consumption, but it also counts for you, so you get the bonus as well. But again, if you're doing like a team build, like Prove Thyself, Aftercare, things like that, it can work like that. You just have to keep in mind, though, guys, that the effect does not apply to you. It's great for everyone else, but you will not receive the speed boost and whatever from this perk, so just keep that in mind. Now we're going to go over which perks I think you should get, and the only one I'm going to recommend is Built to Last, just because it's a nice one to try out, and it's actually helpful for getting your items back. Especially like me, I use medkits more than anything, but it's good to have that, especially like I said with more expensive items and the better quality ones. If you're using them a lot, and again if you're using medkits to heal other people and not for yourself, you can at least get some charges back, so you can at least use the item for yourself a bit. But again, even like Sabo builds and things like that, it's nice to get those items back. And again, if they have add-ons, you can still use the add-ons as normal. And again, at tier 3 this is best because that's half of the items charges fully restored. Leader is cool. The speed boost is nice, but it does not apply to you, which is a big hindrance, which stops me from using it. And other than that, I think it's still alright, but this is a perk with a free character, so probably just left with Dwight, to be honest. Gearheads is just trash. It's really bad. I haven't really given it a chance, but the times I've used it, it has like the odd thing, or like in some cases when it does work and give you information, it's kind of not that helpful. You know, like, oh, I already knew there was someone on that gen, or it's like, oh, well, that gen's going to be done in 10 seconds anyway, so what's the point? And that's for Blood Favor. This probably needs to get reworked, or at least just updated with the numbers or whatever, because right now it's interesting and I want this to work. I really want to like this perk and use it, but I just feel like, again, it's a hex, so it does get broken early a lot, obviously, but also the effect isn't, it has, again, it's similar to Gearhead, it has the one-off work, and it's like, oh damn, that was kind of cool, but it does not happen enough for me to want to regularly use it. And when I do use it, it's it just kind of is a waste of a perk slot. It's just like, I'm a free perk killer, this one's just kind of just existing, you know. So that's just my thoughts. Obviously this is always just my opinion, so don't worry about it, don't get triggered. It's just what I think. I've been playing this game a long time, so don't worry about it. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I'm on Christmas break now, so yeah, I guess I'll have more time. I'll try and get these out in time for once. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.